Yes, sir. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. Today is the FOMC. Uncle Jerome. My uncle is speaking today. Interest rate decision here. A 95% chance we are going to cut rates today. So think about that. A 95% chance. Everyone is in anticipation of cutting rates. Gold is ripping to the upside already beforehand. So let's see what the session brings today. I'm also very curious if there is some volume. So far, it's looking okay. We'll see if there actually is some volume during the New York Stock Exchange Open, if we can take advantage of that volume. And then it's time to get back to work. A big shout out to the fam. Yesterday was incredible. Was a good trade as well at the same time. So I'm looking forward to freaking kick it off with you guys. As always, absolutely crush it. Yes? Type in a yes in the chat. Sounds good. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Good to see you. The crypto noob, good to see you, my friend. Redvo, good to see you. Iano, good to see you, my man. Russian America, good to see you. Ankit, yes sir. Alex, welcome to the stream. Gamta Media, Emden, welcome, my friend. Jake, welcome. Daru Shady, good to see you. Where's the drop? Okay. Let's go. Good to see you, fam. Happy to be back. As always, here we are streaming every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and every Thursday. Okay. We are making sure that you guys are fully updated in regards to what's happening in the markets here. If we can take a trade, we take a trade. As long as the strategy and the system allows us to do so. All right. Like I said before, we're very data driven. We are very practical, but also very specific in what we're looking for. Yesterday was a prime example of a textbook setup. So let the market speak for itself and let's data, or at least let our data tell us what to do here in order to get there. All right. So first of all, absolutely fantastic here. If you are new to this channel, make sure that you download the book. Yesterday, I had one request and one request only. If you are new, I wanted you to read through the book a little bit just to get a better understanding of what we do, who we are, how we trade, why it works, and most importantly, why we follow the system so closely. So if you have done that, type in a yes. I really freaking appreciate that. All right, I really do. Because then you at least come with some understanding to the streams and you're not asking yourself the question, what are we going to do? What's the setup? Is it not this? Is it not that? No, you understand the exact step-by-step process we're following here. So that's it. If you understand that, we have already a fantastic head start together as a team here. All right, we're winners. We have that winner's mentality, so let's actually take advantage of that mindset as well here. So anyways, today, G's, we have what we call the interest rate decision. As you guys can see that's at 2 p.m., okay? Usually when the FOMC statement is there, it could be that the New York session will give us a little bit more, you could say, inconsistent volume or a very slow market. So it could be that the New York Stock Exchange will not be as aggressive as, for example, yesterday. Yesterday, we entered before the open, and you saw what happened, right? Price went against us, and then it flipped bullish to our direction. We barely survived that trade. We won that trade, but still, this today might be a little bit lower, right? The volume might be a bit lower than usual. So pay attention to this. Okay, the fact, or the chances, I could better say, we're going to cut rates is sitting at 97%. They expect 2 more rate cuts, one today, and then the other one at the end of November as well here. So we're going to pay attention to how the dollar responds to that. Clearly, right now, the dollar is in between a major area of supply, but also a major area of demand. We are literally ranging. There's nothing happening around the dollar. So the currencies are all waiting. There's nothing happening there. The only thing that's really recovering was, of course, gold. You guys are fully aware of what happened around gold, right? So let's talk about that here. Yesterday, of course, we bounced from that daily demand zone right here. You can see that gold bounced from the daily demand zone at around 38.91. Someone's telling me, yo, Lorenzo, but supply and demand, supply and demand doesn't work because supply and demand is, it's not efficient, blah, blah, blah. Bro, have you even tested it yourself? Have you even looked at supply and demand predominantly on the higher time frame? It's extremely important to pay attention to it, at least according to our system, it is. You can see how important this zone was. You can see also how important that zone before was as well here. So anyways, we bounced from that zone. We were clearly reacting from it. At the same time, we were also heavily undervalued against the dollar right here, okay? The last time we were undervalued on gold right there was when we were ripping in August right here. This was that last time when we were undervalued. Look at that massive rip, and look at that happened before. Massive rip, right? We held that demand zone right here, clearly, when we were undervalued. We did the same yesterday. We tapped into the demand zone. We were undervalued against the dollar. So price was supposed to potentially bounce from there, okay? We expected a bounce and we traded the bounce. Now, what did we trade it? We were looking for a long, and we took that setup right around here. You can see that this was yesterday's trade. Price came up very steadily, eventually. But the most important thing here is, of course, what you could see, that trend that we had, right? We had that intraday trend getting built here on the 30-minute. It's even more clear. What do I mean with that? We had that intraday trend built. And you can also say, okay, well, maybe this is the right, correct trend right here. We've also broken that as well here. So clearly, gold is flipping here and gold is breaking up higher, right? Gold is pushing up. Right now, you can see that we're also trading above that previous range here. So my question to you right now, and this is to the LTA family here. What are you guys seeing if you just look at this chart currently? And how do we call this? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, please, here. Rootseeker says, look at that rejection of daily demand. That's not a once-off. I agree completely. Did you continue silver trade also yesterday or cut it? We didn't trade it silver. It was either silver or it was gold. We decided to go for gold eventually, right? And silver came up as well here. That's actually funny that you say that, because we do have another setup, and that is silver. Okay. So anyways, right now at the moment, you can see here that we are below or above that previous range. All right. Usually what happens is that these ranges are turned into support. We see this happening a lot here. We are now clearly trending. We have broken that structure here. You can also say that this range is one of the most important ranges to pay attention to. And I really hope the price could potentially pull back to the 4,006. And also take in consideration that from a psychological standpoint, right? Right now, 4,000 is that number. We were reacting from that multiple times around there as well here. You can see how important this was when we tapped into that. We are now back at that level right there. So that 4,006, that 4,007 level is to me still the area of interest, the point of interest for me here. So I actually personally hope that we manage to pull back a little bit, just a little bit deeper towards the fixed value high, or at least somewhere around that range here, do a proper retest of that so we can actually push further to the upside here. I don't see any shorts right now at the moment yet. And the main reason is because, yeah, things are looking pretty solid overall. We're bouncing quite aggressively here. We are going to face some resistance soon. You can see that we have built that new demand as well right there. Right there. This was the demand that we built it yesterday, which we traded from that range. And then here you have new demand created as well here. And now we're kind of looking for a follow through still. Okay, it's looking pretty strong overall. So I don't see any shorts at the moment. There's some serious volume here traded. So let's just pay attention and let's look at it level by level. And if you do manage to pull back, then that will be absolutely incredible. Okay, that is on gold. Now, what happens if gold, for example, what happens if gold starts ripping higher and it never gets to our point of interest, right? That's probably a question that you're asking yourself right now. Well, that's why I always have a plan B. You can call me the man with the plan because the man has a plan at all times, okay? And that is the following. That is, of course, silver. Right around here, you can see right now that silver is still below that range, okay? You can actually see that silver right now is actually holding below right here, the point of control right there. You guys can see it already, right? The consolidation expansion retracement. Now we're rejecting there. Obviously, of course, if gold rolls over, then silver is going to get rejected too, right? That could be the thought process. But it could also be, if we are bullish biased today and gold pushes higher without pulling back, then most likely silver will break structure and we can turn this into support and we can look for the continuation. That means we have the C, we have the M, and we have the E right here, 12-hour demand bouncing. This was the last range created before we tapped into the demand zone. And if we reverse, we're simply looking for that continuation 2 years. So if gold rips, we have silver as an alternative. Silver is kind of my plan B right now for today. And if you've never traded silver before, don't worry about it. Silver is a incredible asset to trade as well. All right, you just have to be maybe a bit more familiar with it, but it tends to move very clean as well here. That might be a really good alternative overall. Okay, so that is that indeed in regards to silver. Let's get back to gold here and let's see if you can actually pull back towards a point of interest, and then let's see what happens, right? If price did something similar as what we've seen here. Yesterday, we were looking at the following. Yesterday, at the beginning of the stream, we said we want price to pull back to that smaller range, break out, pull back, and then continue to rip higher, right? And we actually did that very well. And then price came down one more time, and then it came up, and now it's above that range. And that's actually showing really, it shows significant strength. That's all I can say. It definitely shows some significant strength right now on gold, the fact that we are above that range as well here. And that's why I'm very curious to see if we can pull back. That would be awesome. Lorenzo, brother, please look at only at the futures chart. We're going to look at the spot chart mainly here. But indeed, my entries will be around futures, okay? Just so you know. The reason why is because the spot chart has a different price than the futures chart. But I am looking at futures, of course, on the side as well. I'll make sure that I look at both of them at the same time. So we'll make sure that these things are aligned, yeah? We'll make sure that this is going to be fine. Should we mark the small range on top if gold continue to go up? The small range on top is not necessary here. We're waiting for price to come up. The target that I was looking at was actually this target right here, okay? And that is not the Sunday open. This is not where we opened today. It's funny that it's Wednesday and we're pulling back, right? That's interesting. But it is actually the the Monday range. From Monday open to Monday close. And we have one level sitting right there, and that is what we call the early previous daily very high, which is at 40.61, okay? That is a level that I'm looking at, 40.61. But for now, let's see if we can even pull back. Let's see if that can actually happen. Otherwise, it's gonna be silver. Will you trade the FOMC? I will not trade the FOMC itself. Maybe the aftermath though. Maybe the aftermath. But for me, the FOMC is also at because I live in Indonesia, right? I live in Bali. For me, the FOMC is around 2:30, 3 a.m. Okay, it's around 3 a.m. So that is unfortunate, but I'm gonna pay attention to it for sure. Absolutely. For now, I want to wish a warm welcome to all the new G's that joined us. Also on YouTube, all the new subs. Shout out to you. I mean, the momentum is there, man. The momentum is absolutely freaking there. So, absolutely love it here. Jonathan, absolutely amazing. Welcome to the group here. Warren, welcome to the group, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man. How is it going for you guys this week? Let me know. We have a pretty good week so far, to be honest. It's a good start, at least. Like, no unprofitable days. Wednesday is usually the tricky day. We know that. Wednesday tends to be the more tricky day here, but we know. We'll see how it goes with the volume, right? If the volume is actually going to be there, if there's going to be some follow through. You can already see that gold is kind of facing some resistance right now as well here. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Dr. Finbar says, best week in a long time. That's very nice, my friend. Vika asks, do you have any videos where you explain your strategy? So this weekend, no, early next week, we will drop our first video. It's on our list. Our first video about the volume profile. Okay, how to draw the right key levels is one layer, is one video. The different types of ways we draw the volume profile is another video. How to create and select a clear bias, it's another video. All these layers are going to come together, right? So step by step, we're going to release kind of like a mini series. I mean, these are all individual videos, but it will turn into some sort of mini series explaining exactly how to utilize the volume profile, correctly. You are one edge away from consistent profitability. And that's a fact. So let's see if we can help you a little bit with some YouTube content as well. Lorenzo, how much did you made yesterday? I think it was around $5,000, a little bit more, a little bit over 5K. Sinam, welcome. Thank you for the sub. Good to see you. Sinam SM. Lorenzo, could you kind of drop a link to your Instagram? Yeah, sure. You can check it out right here, man. You can check it out right here. All right, Lorenzo Corrado FX. Click on that link. Or just type in my name, Lorenzo Corrado. You will find myself. You will find me there. You'll find me there. I explain a lot of different strategies. Not strategies. I explain a lot of different fractions of the concept already. But it's now time for you guys to really see the bigger picture, right? To really understand the long form content, where we really go deep into all the layers around the volume profile. Also the CUT data, the higher time frame, all that stuff is going to come back too. We're just waiting for the government, man. The government shutdown is still there, so we're waiting for that to open up. I'll send a link. I'll send a link right now. Drop a link in the chat. Amir Masood, welcome. Thank you for the sub. What's up? Is gold gonna drop? That's the question. Is gold gonna come down a little bit? I hope so. I hope so. Just a little bit. Enough for us to, enough for us to take advantage of that 4,007 level if we react from it. Because I think we have a lot of room from there. If we have something like this, I think I would feel pretty comfortable with a setup. I would feel pretty comfortable. Looking for an entry there. Let's see. We definitely expected that push up, right, yesterday. The thought process yesterday was to simply understand the fact that we are in a intraday downtrend. So yesterday we were kind of in that intraday downtrend. And what we wanted to do was, you could also say this one right here, right? It was also here on the 5-minute time frame. Something like that, right? We were trading here at the beginning of the stream, right there, and we wanted to just simply trade towards the top. Specifically, actually, the top of that range, right? We wanted to trade towards the top of that range, right around here. And then potentially look for a push down. But that never happened, right? Price continued to go up in the night, the day after during the Asia session. Matter of fact, price just took out all the highs right there. So right now it's trending upwards. So let's just stay focused, man. Let's just see if we can build that new intraday trend in the short term. And let's see if there's enough volume for us, right? To take advantage of. Either the value high or the point of control. Like it's literally one of those levels right here that I want to react from and simply look for a continuation play. The trend is pretty obvious right now. We're broke above the previous range. Keep in mind, what I always look at is the following, okay? For me, this is the ultimate reversal play, right? So let me explain. So let's say price is in a master demand zone, like a higher time frame daily demand zone, for example. Right? So let's say price is in a daily demand zone. Price comes down and it starts to range beforehand. So you create a range. And then what price does is price snaps, breaks down aggressively into the daily demand zone. So the last high that was created is sitting right around there, right? That last high that you see sitting literally right around there. So this is the last high that created that low. So if you see something like that, obviously you need to break that high here. And what you want to see is you want to see an aggressive push, or you want to see a range, a new trend getting formed, taking out that high. And what a lot of people then want to see, and a lot of SMC traders, they think, oh, I need to now look for a pullback to the 50%, the 70%, a Fibonacci, whatever the case may be. Then I can look for the continuation. But what they don't forget is that from a volume standpoint, there is a lot of volume traded in that exact range before the drop, right? So this is where a shit ton of executions were taking place beforehand. There is a reason why price was ranging here, right? So clearly, there was even some sort of accumulation distribution taking place here. So the moment price breaks back above it, it usually tends to turn that range into support, especially when you tap in or when you tap into, especially when you tap into higher time frame demand and then break out towards the upside. Right? This is why reversals are so important to highlight. And this reversal pattern is just legendary. You see this happening all the time here. So anyways, this is where we are. You can see that right here. This range right here, we created that low. We are now above that range. So this is the pullback that I want to see, right? The pullback into the value area of that range for a potential continuation play. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we react from it. And if we can actually get into a position before the FOMC, get out before the FOMC. So we can just chill. All right? We can just freaking chill. How do you draw the volume profile? You simply go to the left side, you go down here, you click on the fixed range volume profile, and you draw it over, in this example, a range, or whatever the case may be. So you draw it from the left to the right, over this range, and you go to the settings, and you change this to 128, and you change this to 70, okay? The 128 row size, 70 value area volume. That will give you 3 levels, all right? The value area high, the value area low. You can see where it's highlighted, right? That's 70% of the most volume. And the point of control, which is the area where the most volume is traded. Most volume, aka most interest, according to the institutional interest, what we say, all right? So that's what we want to see. Something like that. How to know where the consolidation is? It is subjective. I can guarantee you that. You will get better at it, my G. You'll get better at it over time. You do. But for now, you can kind of see that this was an area of consolidation, right? A period where price didn't really move much. And then it just broke out. So play around with it. See how it reacts and go from there. Yeah, let's see if we can keep our winning streak up on stream. It's actually funny. And I'm going to be completely honest here. This was not my best month. I'm still up for the month. I'm doing well. Still made 5 figures. However, off stream, I performed worse than on stream. This month. Off stream, I performed worse than on stream. So most of the winning trades this month came from the stream. That's interesting. Hi Lorenzo, I'm new here. Why not trading from the fixed POC? It is the most traded area. It's true. However, let me explain real quick. The value area is just as important as the point of control. Most people only look at the point of control, but the value area is just as important. And I'll tell you why here. So for example, take this as an example here. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this one? Is it this one? No, I'm still here. I'm still here. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. I'm always using this analogy right here, right? I'm always using this analogy right there. So you have the value area high, the value area low, and the point of control, right? I always see the value area high and the value area low as the outer band, the outer ring, right? If you have a city back in the old days, during the times of Spartans and the Romans, you had always an ocean in between or a river in between or something in between, which is actually strategically very smart because you protect yourself, right? Mother Nature helps you a little bit here. So this is what I call the value area low and the value area high. And if you then surpass that, you have the army sitting there waiting for you. That is the point of control. Is it only for futures or for spot too? No, you can use this for spot. I've been using the Owanda chart forever. People say, yeah, but that's not real volume because it's decentralized volume. Well, I don't know. The sample size might be big enough. The tick volume proxy might work. I mean, we have traded this Owanda chart for probably, I don't know, years now on stream using the volume profile. So it has been working very well for us. Of course, I also look at the futures chart as well as an overlay, especially because I sometimes trade on futures, right? Definitely on stream. But yeah, Owanda, man. Owanda has been working really well for me. So I always use the Owanda broker, the Owanda broker chart. It's probably because it's one of the biggest brokers out there. So there's a lot of volume traded on it. How old were you when you started studying the charts? How it started? I was in my early 20s, I guess. So that's a long time ago. Can you explain your last trade? The one at 39.33. Yes, sir. So yesterday, we almost got stopped out. We did survive. The setup played out very well after that. And I thought about it, and I actually backtested it yesterday. And the reason why we got almost stopped out was because of the fact that we executed the trade during the New York Stock Exchange open, right? The price came down, and then it moved into the real direction. So yeah, we could have waited 5 or 10 minutes longer just to see how it goes, and then wait for that reversal. You know, that would have been maybe the better execution. But then we had news right away, right? We were thinking about the news. So, you know, then we had waited for the news, and then we probably have missed out on the trade, which is actually not bad at all. If you miss out on it, it is what it is. So that was something that could have been a better timed. But the actual strategy, the actual setup was very simple. We had a range here. We marked out the range. We tapped into higher time frame demand. So number one, we tapped into daily demand. That was our first layer, right? We knew that this daily demand was important. Higher time frame support, we couldn't neglect, right? So that was the first layer. And then yesterday, after that, we had that push into this key level right here. We wanted to see the range on the fix for a high. Price tapped into that. So we said, when we opened here, we were streaming. Price was here. Price, I said, I want to come down first. Tap into this level. Break above that range. Retest that range. And then look for the follow through. And that's what we did. And that's actually what happened. So that was the trade. We targeted a 2-to-1. Today, we are actually above the previous range. We have an intraday trend right now created. So today looks even more promising to me right now. Really look at it from that perspective. Because yesterday was all about the reversal. It was all about the counter trend right now. We're still trending down from like a macro standpoint, but we have broken really important structure today. So let's see. Jay Prakash, welcome, my G. Hope you're doing well, bro. Manny, you too, my G. You bought AG instead of AU, is it not? Yeah, and I made a rookie mistake yesterday too, right? I bought silver at the first. Oh my God. I bought silver instead of gold. Yeah, that's absolutely rookie. I bought silver instead of gold. Yeah. Obviously, when you buy something that's wrong, it 99 out of 100 times goes into drawdown, right? A little bit. Doesn't go into profit. But hey, it's not how you start, it's how you end the day. That's all that matters. How do you end the day? If you end the day in green, everyone is happy. Everyone is satisfied. In the meantime, guys, while we're waiting for price to pull back here, we're going to keep a close eye on silver, by the way. You can download the book and also like this video, like this live stream. It is very important, especially if you appreciate the value and if you appreciate the content that's coming on YouTube and all these additional layers. I respect that. I respect it a lot. What if it doesn't pull back? Silver, my G. Silver. Silver. Silver is the way to go. If it doesn't pull back. Clearly, we're bullish bias here. And this is important, right? So also on silver right now, you see what we call a consolidation, expansion, retracement. And then people are going to go short here. And then it goes up and it's like, why? It didn't work, right? This is all about the macro, right? Creating a clear bias for yourself. And this is for you extremely important, right? How to create a clear bias. So if gold doesn't pull back, we have silver as an alternative. Let's see. But it's in the end, guys, it's all about the volume today, right? The FOMC will decide. Or the New York Stock Exchange, I guess, will decide if we will actually get into a trade today because of the Federal Reserve interest rate decision or not. We'll see. A 97% chance we're going to cut rates. So that is probably going to happen. Tony, good to see you, my friend. Tonek says, hi, I'm new to your channel. What strategy do you use for trading? Welcome, Tonek. We utilize LTA concepts. It's a book that I started, that I wrote around 2 years ago. The first book, actually. The first book was downloaded over 20,000 times. That was pretty wild stuff. And then we decided to write the second book, which is 4 times bigger than the first edition. And this is this one. So you can get that one for free right here in the link. Right there. First link in the description. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well and hope yeah, we can elevate your trading, my friend. The thing is, I really hope that, let's say the New York Stock Exchange opens up and we have the exact same thing as yesterday. Yesterday we saw during the opening, right? Price manipulated to the downside and reversed bullish. This time we don't want to be in position before the New York Stock Exchange opens up. We want to utilize, if that happens, the manipulation of the New York Stock Exchange and then get in our trade. Let's see. Let's see. What do you think of the news impact on gold? I don't really have high expectations. I mean, for the FOMC, price is gonna go crazy. It's the FOMC, right? You understand that. Price call, it can be all over the place, right? Because people expect gold to rise when the interest rate cut is there, because lower interest rates means weaker dollar. Weaker dollar usually means stronger gold, right? That's kind of the premises. But you never ever know, ever, what the first move is going to be. Because you have the FOMC statement at first, and then 30 minutes later, the press conference starts. And this is very interesting because usually you see the reversals happening during the press conference. So you see kind of either a fake move during the FOMC statement, and then 30 minutes later during the press conference, price pulls back to where it came from, or it rolls over. I rarely in this year have seen it actually going in that direction or continuing that same direction. What is your opinion on trading psychology? Well, my opinion on trading psychology is that people take that segment and blame themselves for it. So they turn themselves into a victim because they blame it on their psychology. What most people don't realize is that if you don't have a proper system and a proper data-driven strategy, your psychology is irrelevant. It's useless. If you don't have a clear system that works, that you have been proven to work, then it's very obvious that your psychology is irrelevant. The moment your system is on point, you can confirm that it's on point. Then you can say, okay, at least my system is on point, but my strategy is proven to work. I've tested it backwards. I've tested it forwards. I know it works, but it's my psychology. Okay, I can get into that. So strategy first, psychology second. Thomas, passed my 50K challenge on FundedNext just this London session. LTA killing it. My G, share it in Telegram, my friend. Share it in Telegram if you're on Telegram. Or Discord. Congratulations, another one in the books. That's a proud moment, my friend. That's a proud moment. We're getting there. Whoa, whoa. Thank you for the sub. Hi Lorenzo, how's it going? And everyone, is there a BOCIR release 2 before the federal funds rate? Yes, there is. We have some more news indeed. You are completely correct. In 45 minutes, we have the Canadian dollar bank BOC interest rate decision. This might also impact gold as well, by the way, just so you know. This also can have somewhat of an impact. We have also the new home sales. We have a couple things on our list. Why my fixed warrant profile doesn't work on gold? Because you're not using the Owanda chart. You're probably using Forex.com. Correct? Yeah, 4007, 4008, and 3989. These are my two areas of interest. 4007 and 3989. Don't you want to use the consolidation on the 5 minute? No, because we haven't broken structure. We haven't broken structure. We have actually created these highs right there. You see that? You can kind of see it right there. So therefore, yeah. Let's pull back to the larger range, right? That's it. The larger range. The larger previous range. Let's see if this is going to help us. Are we going to experience the same thing again as yesterday? Is that going to happen? Are we going to pull back to our entry before the New York Stock Exchange open again? You know what happened yesterday, right? You know what happened yesterday. I'd rather stay here for a while. I'd rather stay where we are right now. I'd rather simply stay where we are. But I definitely do like it overall. I do like it. I do like the overall range. Can you explain your red and blue line differences and how you mark your ranges, how you use them as well here? I would say download the book. Welcome if you're new. If we have a free book explaining all of this, and or just go to the beginning of the stream. We went pretty deep explaining that as well. Your POC is exactly in the 3997 fresh demand zone, which I think is a solid setup. Yeah, I'm also debating and seeing if this Pono control level will be a good level, because that aligns also very well with this trend right here, right? With this trend right here. I might see what happens around the fixed or high. I might go in with lower risk and then see how we react around it, because I do think we're gonna see a reaction from it, like yesterday. And I think it's also this high right here, right? Yeah, it's also this high right here. You see that? On the 4 hour, it's also this high on the 4 hour. You can kind of see how we reacted from that level already here. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Why not just use support and resistance? Because support and resistance is not always on point. It doesn't always align. So in this case, it does. What time are you using on live? Usually 8 a.m. 8 a.m. EST, my friend. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes. Is there any way to make an indicator that selects the ranges? I don't know. I'm still testing it, bro. I'm still freaking testing it. I'm still testing to see if it's something that we can automate. I had a hard time with it because I think that a lot of what we do is also slightly discretionary. Yes, there is a lot of mechanical. It's a mechanical process, but at the same time, you know, we create a daily bias for a reason. Right? Sometimes we're bullish biased, sometimes we're bearish biased. The ranges themselves doesn't determine what direction we're looking for. You know? I don't mind it coming down. It's just, again, the same thing as last session, guys, right? The New York Stock Exchange open is in like 20 minutes. How do you mark out your daily demand zones? We can talk about this as well. This is actually a good question. A lot of people are struggling with how to mark out the right demand zones. You can go to this section right here, page number 141 of your book. We talk about why supply and demand matters. What is What is supply and demand in theory? Like what's real, real supply and demand? This kind of explains it. Arsh Deep, my G. Appreciate you. Cheers. You can kind of find it right there, right? It's always before we're looking for areas where there was a large expansion, a large aggressive push up. We call that the auction market theory, where the market goes from a balanced zone to an imbalanced zone, right? We're looking for that expansion. That last candle before that you see here, that is the demand that was created with the intention, with the idea that there was a large order selected right there, price shoot up aggressively, but they were not completely filled yet. So what happens is price then tends to come back. It fills that order completely, and then it continues in that direction if buyers, or the intent from buyers, is to protect that level. So that is kind of the thought process of how to draw it. It's the candle before an expansion, before a larger move. We call it the auction market theory. Now on the daily time frame here, you can see that right here. We had this candle. Isn't this the perfect example? We had a balanced area, a balanced range, right? A candle and an aggressive push up right here. You see that? So what happens? Price pulls back. It fills these unfilled orders and price reacts from it. Well, that's by default interesting. If you can then add any fundamental layers to it, even better, right? Even better. Such as the valuation against the dollar or whatever the case may be. So that is that. You can also see that right here. We had a candle, we had a balanced area, an imbalanced aggressive push up, price comes down, fills these orders, and price stays above it for a long time. It failed to hold it, but you see the reaction from it. And it's on the daily time frame, right? So this is what matters. Even when you are a scalper or an intraday trader or a day trader, understanding higher time frame supply and demand is extremely relevant too, because you can just easily select and know exactly when you should be more cautious with shorting here. Price is pushing down, I know, but around these periods, right, you can easily bounce. And that's why we took our trade yesterday, right? From that bounce. That's how we traded longs. That's why we were really confident about longs, because of the higher time frame. So I hope that answers your question, bro. Boom. Another amazing morning. London session past second 50K challenge. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for the LTA. Thanks for all the work. And thanks for all of you here as a family. A big thank you, Lorenzo Corrado. LTA especially to you. W Dominic, man. W Dominic. W Dominic, jeez. W for Dominic, ladies and gentlemen. We are happy for other people, right? We want to see other people win, correct? There we go. Awesome stuff. Congratulations. Let this be a fantastic step towards a bright future, my friend. Are you waiting for the New York Open, or are you taking the trade even if price comes back before? If it's like 5 minutes before, right, 10 minutes before the New York Stock Exchange Open, I might indeed wait. I might indeed do wait this time. Because it's all random, right? The first 5 or 10 minutes, it's all freaking random. If their intention is, yesterday was a perfect example, right? If their intention is to bring price, let's say, up, Well, their intention was clearly to take these lows first and then go up and use this to buy gold. Pretty much, right? So if you get stopped out right when it happens and you see price then moving in your favor, yeah, it's annoying because the risk is that you miss out on the trade if it doesn't happen, right? That's the risk. So you kind of have to make a decision for yourself. Am I willing to take that risk, or is it better for me or more responsible for me to wait and to sit it out? Or do we simply just lower our risk? What is up, man? I hope that you are good. Will you please explain the magnet in TradingView? What do you mean magnet? That shit that you see on IG? You're talking this? No, you're not talking about that, right? That magnet. You mean that I don't know. Isn't that the TGR shirt? The magnet, the hammer shred? I don't know, bro. Ask me about the volume analysis. Ask me about the volume profiles. Ask me about the higher time frame. Whatever you need, man. But the magnet strategy, that's not my territory. That is not my territory. Oh, it happens before the New York Stock Exchange open. Ah, so annoying. So annoying, but anyways. I'm gonna write in not in yet so people don't go nuts. You can actually see my P&L, right? He means the magnet icon is located in the tool. Oh, okay. Well, if you use this magnet right here and you draw a level, I don't know. I know exactly. Like, I actually, to be really honest with you, strong magnet. Yeah, you see, if you select that, you can only get to very specific levels. I guess. I don't know. I don't use it. I actually don't use it at all. There we go. Christina says stop loss too big. Your stop loss can never be too big. Your stop loss can never be too big. Your stop loss can never be big enough if your risk reward is good and if it makes sense. Your stop loss needs to be where your stop loss needs to be, right? It's in the hourly time frame here. Does the hourly candle have a top wick? Very nice. Actually, it is looking very nice, you know. I do like it a lot. But yeah. $15 minutes for the New York Stock Exchange. Let me get some tea here. Don't want to miss out. Don't want to wait for the New York Stock Exchange open without my tea. So be right back. There we go. That was quick. That was quick. That was quick. Why is it always that price comes back down to our levels right at these crucial moments in time, right? Right at the New York Stock Exchange open, for example. Or when there is important news, for example. It's the algo. It's the algo. It's the algorithm. ADC says to make you lose your hairline. Yeah. Well, thank God I got hair, man. Thank God I still got my hair. For now. For now. For now. Okay. Let's knock this shit off. Why would you in this case chase the entry and the value high than a POC? This is, I don't, why is it called chasing though? We let price come to our point of interest. Our first point of interest is the 4,007. The value high is our first key level. We will wait for some sort of reaction from it, like see if there is potential there. Well, yeah, I do agree with you. The point of control looks very good. That's why our stop loss is below that. I would love to see it push down and see if it holds up, and I can also always re-enter, right? If I want to. Bro, why are you silly bullish? I don't know. We bounced from a daily demand zone. We are trending up. We broke above the previous range that was created. So this is the ultimate test to know or to see if buyers are willing to step in here and if buyers are truly in control. Because if this level holds and we break structure to the upside, then that signifies continuous strength from gold. And that might actually signify another reversal. And we broke the intraday trend, but that's all additional. Would you take a trade from the point of control too? I mean, if price really comes down right and it breaks, yeah, we might have something like this in mind as well. The only difference then is, right, it needs to re-break above the very high, right, to feel comfortable again. Because what happens is that when price breaks down, it might turn this into support, into resistance. And it starts pushing further, right? So if price breaks down, you need to be very tight with your management, with your trade management, because you know, you could get a rejection from there. So you don't have that on the very high. But if you manage to close above it, then you're in a really good position, right? Right away, because you can put your stop loss pretty much to break even immediately, because you put your because your value or high level will probably hold that support and then continue to drive higher. So it's kind of like, yeah, what do you prefer, right? Do you prefer to get into the very high if you get a confirmation here? Or you just accept it, wait for price to come down, see if you can hold here? Or in third case scenario, if you're really passive and you want to wait for that additional confirmation, you wait for price to come down, you wait for the rebreak and closure above, and then you enter the long. There are a couple ways you can enter here. Are you not afraid of the fair value gap? Not really, man. I'm never really afraid of fair value gaps, to be honest with you. You know why? Because everyone is always anticipating that a gap will get filled, and then it doesn't. So people are going to stack shorts, aiming for that gap, and then it continues to go higher. Have you noticed that before? Have you noticed that before? It's like you see a beautiful expansion here. You start pushing down. There is a massive gap here. You're like, wow, look at that gap there. Look at that fair value gap there. Wow, that looks so beautiful. That looks amazing. Let me go in short. Let me put my stops above the highs. And then what happens? Boom. It never breaks. It never fills it. Lorenzo, is this counter trend or trend following? This is a, I would say right now we're kind of trend following here. Clearly we are still bearish from an intraday perspective. But we did bounce from daily demand and we broke structure right there. And keep in mind, that's exactly where our entry is, by the way. That will be where our entry is. And look at this 4-hour candle, right? Look at the top wick on the 4-hour. See that? And look at this zone. This is the very high, pretty much, of that range. This is the very high of that range. And this is the 4-hour candle, top wick. We opened this candle 25 minutes ago. Could this be the inducement of the 4-hour bottom for a reversal or 4-hour bullish candle flip? What do you think? At least we're pushing a little bit before the New York Stock Exchange open. That gives me a better feeling. Lorenzo, is your FundedNext affiliate legit? Of course it is legit, bro. We have so many guys that are actually funded with FundedNext in our group. And that are getting consistent payouts here. Let me see if I can actually show you. Yeah, look at this, for example. Karim Al-Qadri from Bulgaria. One of our OG Strategos members here. He has been killing it with it, though. Look at that, right? The 4th of October, the 17th of September, the 2nd of September, the 16th of October, the 30th of July. So clearly he has been absolutely ripping. Absolutely ripping. Yeah, big W Karim for sure. Very impressive. Very nice. Yeah, man. Shout out to the VIP members. Kareem is one of those hardworking guys. Let me show you why he's one of the hardworking guys, right? So you kind of understand why specifically him? Why is he getting all these freaking payouts every single week? Well, this is the reason why. This guy puts in a shit ton of work. He makes it happen. He's very data-driven here. Look at this one of his examples here. He does this every week. He says, hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Enjoying the weekend. I've just uploaded my Sunday pre-market analysis, covering the major currencies and gold from both technical and macro fundamental perspective. Boom. Dollar. Bullish. Conclusion. Euro. Gold. Australian dollar. He does this every week. So hard work pays off. It truly does. It truly pays off. When swing trading, do you use the same strategy? Yes, I do. I do. But I just hold my trades longer, right? So imagine, let's say, imagine I waited for gold here to tap into the daily demand zone, and we took yesterday's trade, for example. Right? And that yesterday's trade that we took on stream, we just held on to that trade, let's say. Because I kind of anticipated a breakout and a potential continuation, for example. That entry would still be the same entry. Okay, 30 seconds. Yes, we have not tapped into our... We have not tapped into our point of interest. That's good. Before, at least, the New York Stock Exchange opens up. All right, there we go. We have the open. This is actually really nice. I hope we push down. We tapped into the previous week very low. Yes, we did. I know that. But I know that. But yeah, it's the fixed very high for me. The previous range. Give us that like squeeze. Give us that squeeze and flip. Give us that push down and just flip bullish. That would be the ideal case. Ideal case scenario, right? If price breaks out, for example, a plan B could be that we break out and pull back and we look for the continuation there, right? On the 5-minute time frame. That's like the worst case scenario. Oh shit, that's a bit too much. Nice. You're in the limit order. I'm waiting. I'm gonna enter market. I'm waiting for price to just react and to see how it goes, and then I'll execute. Could be a slow market today, though. I mean, the open of the New York session is not that aggressive, right? We know that already. We can kind of see it now. But yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. Two entries. You could actually say two. Fixed point of control is also another one. Let's see how price reacts in. Let's see how price reacts from this level first. The 4007, which is this one right here on the 4 hour, by the way. Which is right here on the 4 hour. Let's see how we respond, geez. Good luck. Thank you, bro. We'll see. Yes, sir. Join by already using a Vantage account. Took me like 2 minutes to join. Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, we're pretty close. Let's start with this one first so you don't get confused. Lorenzo, I enter because of you. Don't enter because of me. Look at the strategy, right? You have the book, you have all the tools needed. So you can make your own decision. If you think you like it, then like it. If you don't, then skip it and wait for the next one, I would say. How do you see gold this coming month of November? Hard to say, man. Let's wait for the FOMC first. Let's see what gold does during the FOMC in a couple hours from now. I think it's gonna be super important. Also keep in mind, right, that today is the or not today. In 2 days we have the monthly candle closure as well. Friday is the monthly candle closure. Okay, so also pay that, take that in consideration here. All right, first reaction, moi. Go to the 5 minute. We're not in Yajis, so you know. Okay. Yeah. Why such a big stop loss? I mean, the stop loss has to be there, right? The risk to reward is still good enough. So for me, that's what matters. It's not predestination for me where my stop loss is. I just lower my risk, my lot size right now, right? Good that we waited, because it seems to be pushing further. So no trade yet. If we close below, we're not going to take this trade. And we're going to wait for the point of control. We close in 1 minute. For the people that are new, we have specific entry models as well here. So if you don't know what that is, then go to page number 57, sorry. Can be on the 5 minute, can be on the 50 minute, can be on the 30 minute, can also be on the 1 hour even. But if we wait for confirmation like today, we want to see something like that happening, right? 2 candle closures and a third break. All right, at least it's trying to hold above. Let's see if we close above it. Look at the hourly. Honestly, the hourly looks very forced. Looks like a very forced move, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. We close below. $50-minute close in 4 minutes. Yeah, okay. Let's be patient here. We closed already this 5-minute candle below here. We might indeed are gonna look for the point of control instead. Good that we waited. Good that we're so patient today. I think we learned our lesson from yesterday. We learned our lesson from yesterday, right? It was a beautiful, beautiful trade. But it could have been better. Could have been better. Could have been even better. Patience, yes. In this case, for sure. Yeah, right now, I would say so. The 5-minute already closed below it. It's definitely struggling here, right? You don't really want to see that. You want to see price reacting. You want to see volume coming in as well. You don't really see the volume coming in. If we manage to, like, for example, reclaim it, pull back, different story, right? We might try again. But for now, we're definitely waiting for that reaction here first. The reaction that we want to see. Yeah, I might actually, in case of if gold comes to the POC instead, I might actually place a limit order. Let's see. Lorenzo 3999 is fresh to Monzo, but I don't think it will reach it. To your POC level, price might react. It could even hold here, bro. Like I said before, the fixed or high is a serious level. We cannot neglect this level either. Right, so we just didn't really like the way it reacted at first, but now we're gonna get to the 50-minute candle closure. So where is this range on, by the way? What if it holds the fixed or high? If that's the case, and we actually do hold it, isn't this like a really nice clean break? Right here. I honestly prefer to come down now, to be honest. I prefer price to push down, or on the lower time frame here, see how we develop right around there. Well, preferably above this high right there, right? That would be nice too. But anyways, let's see where we close this 50-minute first. Kuzi says, I just transferred my Vantage account. So hyped to get you in Telegram. Nice, G. I'm looking forward to see you inside, my friend. Looking forward to see you inside. I want to see more of you guys getting funded on a day-to-day basis here. It's getting there. It's incredible to see, honestly. Really, it's truly a blessing to see you guys winning. And not just winning, like doing exactly what's in the book. Exactly. You follow the exact step-by-step process. It's amazing. Amazing. So anyways, I think we close below. We close below the very high as well on the 15 minutes. So we're definitely going to wait and sit it out on the point of control Gs. Which is good. I think you're going to find a lot of support around the 4,000-ish. 4,003 on futures, which is around 3,092. 3,092 on spot. So yeah, let's see. Lorenzo, also 50-minute supply created as well. 50-minute supply created as well. I don't really look at that too much on the lower time frame, to be honest with you, bro. I much rather look at this. So this key level right here, the point of control, for example. But yeah, if you call that a 15-minute supply zone, then yeah, maybe. Uriah says there was a good trade earlier from the previous daily value high, start of London session. Previous daily value high, yeah? Let's confirm that, my friend. Let's confirm if that's actually correct. But this is the previous day. We're gonna mark now the VAR profile from the left to the right on the previous day. Let's actually do this like this quickly. We're gonna go to left to the right. We're gonna mark out the VAR profile from the previous day. We look at the very high, like you said before. And we're gonna see. Yes, oh my God, what a beautiful trade, bro. Wow. What a beautiful trade. Look at that reaction. Yeah, then this is your entry. Correct? This is where you took your trade, right? Entry, and then your stop loss below. And then the trade. Wow. That was a really good setup, my G. Entry model 1, previous daily value high. Love it. Really good job. Good job. Beautiful trade. Yeah, that was the trade of the London session for sure. I agree with you. So good job, man. Good job. Good job. Lorenzo, trading is supposed to be boring, right? Yeah, you could say so. I mean, yesterday we were in position right away. The last stream I remember on the Thursday, right? That beautiful win. That was the same thing, right? We were in position probably 10 minutes after the stream. Today, yeah, we just have to sit it out and wait for the right setup to come. And you can see that gold is struggling. Gold is struggling to show its true colors. Yeah. But the London session is incredible, bro. Have you guys ever actually seen the London sessions lately? Just in general on gold? And I'm talking specifically about like the last 2 months or something. Have you paid attention to the London session? Oh. I'm looking at the hourly, right? Look at the hourly time frame. They can get an understanding of why the very high is important, right? We're not going to neglect the very high, clearly. Yeah, we know how important this level is. I'm going to wait for this 30-minute closure. If the 30-minute closure shows us a bottom wick, and we flip bullish or something, I'm still gonna enter market. If it closes below the VIX very high, we wait for the point of control. Lord says stop loss is big as hell. Why is so many guys are always talking about like a big stop loss? I really do not understand that. Like, do you want my stop loss to be there? Like, is that like better? I don't get it. Last hourly candle doesn't have a top wick. Probably will reverse. It might be. It might actually be. We'll see. For now, the 30-minute is still weakening. Phemex says stop loss means nothing if your risk is correct. That's right, my friend. But I mean, your stop loss where you feel that you need to place your stop loss. I know some people that have like a very static risk management. They say, I'm going to risk 50 pips every trade. That's it. I don't care where my stop loss is placed. I'm just gonna calculate 50 pips. And then I'm going to take 100 trades and then I see how it goes from there. I mean, okay. If that works for you, right? And it's proven to work, then clearly keep doing that. Olel says, got funded by trading LTA. Feels good. My G. My G. I get these messages every freaking day, and that's the best thing to wake up to. Yo, Lorenzo, I just got funded. Look at this trade setup. Blah, blah, blah. Value area low. Boom. Reaction. Entry model 1. Boom. My guy. My guy. My guy. You are officially living the trader's dream. The why, the freedom, the travel. Retire the parents. That was my ambition. I mean, the very high is respecting, right? It is respecting. "30-minute closure in 5 minutes. Was our first setup already the setup? That's the question. Let's see if the 30-minute gives us that confirmation. Because it's also the hourly closure and we have news, right? We have some news right now as well, I believe. In 4 minutes. Shavais Khan just subscribed. Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Lorenzo, there is nothing worse than being patient and then lose your trade. That's what's gonna happen sometimes, bro. It's true. It's true. It's true. DK Dusty, welcome, IG. It's true. It's true. What can I say? It's the facts. Sitting on your hands, being patient, and then still losing the trade is the worst. Is the worst, of course. But hey, that's also part of the game, man. That is part of the game. Imagine this, right? Imagine me making, in August, I had a really good month, right? So let's say in August, I make like, I don't know. We made around 50K, right? Oh no, sorry. That was it July? Yeah, July. Okay, anyways. July, right? 52K, right? August, 44.9K. Am I gonna cry about a losing trade, for example, if I would say I'm at 44.9 and I'm now at like 40K profit? Am I now considered a bad trader, or am I now, you know, gonna cry about a trade? Of course not, right? Well, it seems right now at the moment that we are respecting the very high. So I'm gonna pay a lot of attention to it for sure. Previous weekly very low. Should we consider it here? Not really necessary, man. Climber man, welcome to the stream. I think we're actually gonna close above the value area high, G's. We're actually gonna close above it. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. We're actually gonna try to close above the value area high. Also, look at on the 50-minute how price stepped into it, right? Look at that reaction. Wow, we actually closed above it. Okay, we did close above the very high, G's. Let me know in the chat. What are you guys seeing right now? What would you guys do in this case scenario? Okay. Our first initial thought process was the value high. It started to look relatively weak. We managed to close the 30-minute candle above it. We have now opened this next 30-minute candle. And we're most likely are going to try to tap into the value high again. What would you guys do here? Let me know in the chat. I'm talking specifically to the guys, to the LTA Gs in the group. What's the news? The news was the new home sales. Yeah. And anytime says 30-minute high break and enter, bam, waiting, sweep, full margin, no stop loss. Lorenzi, we're lagging. I missed out on your results. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's the same shit from Bali, right? We're doing our best to keep the stream up. It was much better already than before. We had only a couple issues in the last 3 years, and it tends to be more repetitive right now. So we'll see what we can do about it. But anyways, we'll accept the situation for now. 'Cause I'm an island boy. You didn't hear that. But anyways, 30-minute closure was good. We actually did close above that. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Don't clip it, chat. Don't clip it. Lorenzo, is the new LTA VIP membership worth it for new traders who want to learn, or is it for the advanced traders only? It is for the serious traders for sure. It's for the guys that are really serious about taking their trades to the next level and are willing also to pay for it, obviously. The only way to get into the VIP is to schedule a call with us. That's the only way. That's the only way to do so. We'll talk more about it later, but we're actually respecting the very high. Wow. You should have entered at 40.20. 40.20. That is, we are now at 4.18. We're actually breaking higher, huh? We're actually trying to break higher. Look at that breakout. Look at that reaction from the very high. Look at that breakout. Look at that reaction. Look at that breakout. News has passed. That's why we were. That's exactly something that we were waiting for. Something like that. And if price breaks down, we're going to try it again. We're going to come back to the POC. We're going to potentially look for new entry. Anyways. So I think we're going to set a buy stop, G's, on the 30-minute. If we now re-break that high here. So if we now re-break that high, we're going to set a buy stop. Otherwise, if price comes back down and we react from it, we'll probably enter market as well. It's one of those. Let me look at futures real quick. All right, let's see if it breaks. I've placed a buy stop right above here right now. If you do manage to break through it again, then we're going to be in. We have that confirmation from the very high. We have our first candle closure above. We have an entry model 1 on the 15-minute time frame. But in this case, I wanted to break above this high. Let's see if we can break above it and then just simply wait for the follow through. So yeah, let's see. Boom. Let's see if we can break through it. Where's your stop loss? My stop loss is still there below. If you think, oh, that's too big, I leave it up to you where you want to place your stop. I mean, it's up to you to decide. If you have your own strategy with your fixed stops, then utilize this. You got to do what we got to do. We actually respected the very high. That's very impressive. That is very impressive, let's be honest. That is very impressive. Done. We're in position. Be right back. Stream is lagging. Yeah, sorry for that, G's. We're trying to work on it. It hasn't been like this for a long time, to be honest with you. But there are some issues lately. I don't know what it is here. Keep in mind, I live on an island far, far, far away from reality. Just so you know. A lot of water around me. If you now can get some freaking follow through, that would be awesome. And a break above this high, wow, that would be awesome. If you can get that break above, we're like in such a good position right now. But the value high is I like how the value high is respected. If we start ranging now for the next X amount, right? Then yeah, we accept that it's the FOMC and this is just part of the. It's just one of those days. One of those days. Trichiku says, yes, geez, if you don't understand the reasoning for the trade, better not to trade it. CME patterns are explained perfectly in the ebook. Well, look at yesterday's trade, for example, right? Just look at yesterday's trade or the trade on Thursday. These two W's, these are good examples of how we look at CME trades, CME plays. You have a range, you have a manipulation into a higher time frame area of demand. Price starts trending, it breaks out, retests, continues higher. That's the setup. That is the setup. It's now all about the freaking timing and our stop loss placement and our risk management pretty much. Bro, did it break the 50-minute value area high or my range is wrong because it did not break mine? Can you check it? You think it didn't break it? It definitely broke it. Definitely broke above it. For sure. It's about to tap into a bullish fair value gap on the 5 minute. So hopefully it takes off soon. Yeah, well, the main thing that I want to see now in our position is that we hold above the blue line, right? That's like the ultimate. If we can just hold above the blue line, we're good. We're in a good spot. Why give us stupid trades? Just don't take it then. Just don't take my trades. Never take my trades ever. You're not forced to take my trades, my friend. You're not locked. I'm not holding you hostage right now. Do you know TJR and what do you know of him? I know him probably as much as you know him. So not really. Not much. You're holding me hostage as you have my heart. So romantic. No homo. When did you start trading? I started trading in 2017 when the crypto, kind of like the first real crypto bull run came, right? That was kind of my start of my journey. And I got just a lot of luck at that time, in my opinion. I just got very lucky. And then I lost it all. That's why. That's why I'm saying I got lucky, because I lost it after that. Usually when you get lucky, you get cocky. You get greedy. You get overconfident, right? You think that you're such a good trader, you know exactly what you're doing. And then, bye-bye. Start over again and again and again. Tell me about the trade and the chat. Tell me about the trade and the chat. Well, usually what happens is this. I get into a trade. If I get into green, everyone is happy. If I get into a little bit of red, everyone is extremely sad. Except for the group. They know already what we're doing. All the new people, pretty much. If it turns red and it then turns green, it's a roller coaster. We call that the roller coaster trade setup. Oh, now I'm sad. Now I'm happy. Now I'm sad. Now I'm happy. But you guys are real G's. You know what trading is all about, right? You guys understand it. Yesterday on the little drawdown, everyone was pissed off for nothing. Well, anyways, a little bit drawdown. We were pretty deep drawdown yesterday, but we won the trade, of course, yeah. But it was not a little bit of drawdown. It was not a little bit of drawdown. We're gonna be honest, right? Yesterday was not a little bit of drawdown. Yesterday was drawdown. Let's make a quick story. Let's make a quick story.
Where do we go? When the sunshine meets the night. She's the ghost between the lines. Stuck between the smoke and vice. Where do we go? When the sunshine meets the night. She's the ghost between the lines.
Kind of ranging. 1 minute. The 1 minute did create a high. But volume is definitely slow. Like, let's see if we can pick up some steam right now. If this is gonna stay until the FOMC, then yeah, it's not gonna be great. We just need that one breakout, and one time putting our stops on break even after the breakout, closure above, retest. Then we can see what we can do. Until then, I'm gonna sit on my hands. Wardy says, it's done, dude. Close your trade. People say this every trade. Every trade we say, like, bro, close your position, please, close it. Every trade. And one time, you know what's gonna be the case? One time you are actually gonna be right. What's the percentage risk you take? I think this one is around $700 per account. So that's like 3.5K, 3.5K. $3.5, something like that. Lorenzo, will you data me? Will you data me?
Where do we go?
Why are the value areas set at 70%? Seems like a random number. 70% of the total volume traded is very commonly used. 70% of the range. It's nothing unusual. 70% makes a lot of sense, actually. Lorenzo, I want to learn Forex, but I don't have money. In my opinion, G, you don't need any money to begin with. You don't need any money. You need maybe a little bit of money. I mean, do you have a little bit of money? At least, like, let's say you have $50. You have $50? Do you? No, you know what? You have $20. What's like the minimum lot size? 0.01. So yeah, I would say like what, 50 bucks? I would start with real money though. I don't really like trading demo. And I would not start with a funded account right away from the beginning, unless it's for learning purposes only. So I don't know. You don't need a lot of money at the beginning, right? You need to learn the skill. If I could teach my son one thing, and I've said this over and over again, if I can teach my son one skill, or one, if I would, let's say this, if I would give my son one advice, I would tell him, yo G, little G, build that one skill. Just build that one skill and absolutely obliterate it. Focus on that one skill. Get extremely good at that one thing. You are a G, man. I've already retired my parents because of you. G, big up, man. Nice. Love you, bro. The only thing I would do is if you have a small account, just don't risk a lot. Like, it's not about the money for you, bro. It's about you getting familiar with the market, the current market conditions. Okay? You build a strategy. After your strategy is built, you go straight to testing. Maybe some back testing at the beginning, right? That you kind of understand what you're doing. You kind of understand what your strategy is about. But a little bit of back testing, right? Not too much. Not too much. Don't get obsessed with back testing at the beginning. You know, get in there, start trading as soon as you can. Put 50 bucks on an account, risk the minimum lot size possible. Start executing very specific setups and do that 50 times in a row. And track everything you do. You want to cut time? You want to speed up the process? 50 setups, same setups, nothing else. Track everything you do. Wow, this volume is killing me. Wow. What's up, Yuan? Yanu, welcome to the channel, my friend. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Good to have you here. Same for you, my friend. Atu, Ata, Ula, Sha, Quadri, Siet. Wow, damn. Is that your first name? What about the dollar? Dollar index. What about the dollar? What do you see about the dollar? Oh, that's the wrong chart. Shit. Damn, yeah, dollar is coming down, right? Dollar is dropping. Dollar is definitely pushing down, that's for sure, yeah. It's definitely getting rejected as well at every zone. Every zone is getting respected here as well, right? Right there, right there. Dollar is on the weaker side for sure. Yeah. You could say that's favorable. You could say that's favorable for us for sure, of course. But yeah, it needs to break, right? It needs to like fucking move. That's it. But yeah, dollar is weaker. That's for sure. Fritz says, hey bro, I'm in high school. and I have backtested LTA concepts. I took over 190 trades with a 61% win rate. Now I have bought a 5 funded account. Okay, nice. That's really good. 60%. If your risk to reward is at least, let's say, a 1.7, 1.8, or 2 to 1, 61% is really good. It's actually really good if you can get that with that risk to reward ratio. Naveen says, looks like gold is parked up here now waiting for Joe to come. Yeah, if this yeah, it's really it's you're right. It's really freaking slow, that's for sure. Yeah. It's kind of was expected around the FOMC, right? To have a slower market a little bit. It's true. But yeah, it is what it is, man. 1 minute for this 30-minute closure, and then we'll see. Are they going to cut the interest rates? They are probably going to cut interest rates. Yeah, most likely. I mean, we're talking literally like a 97% chance they're going to cut rates today. Wow. What a move, geez. What a move. Wow. Unbelievable. Now, says he's cut and say, shit, gold goes back down. Bricks will buy more. I mean, let's see, man. Let's see what happens with Jerome Powell. You never ever know what he's gonna. Well, you probably have. You know exactly what he's gonna say. His script is very, very monotone, right? He is very, very. All his scripts are pretty much the same, right? 2% inflation, strong labor market data. Even though he can't say that anymore now because the labor market data is actually really bad. We don't know the latest data yet because the U.S. government shut down. But we do know that Amazon, for example, laid down another 30,000 jobs. Why? Because AI is coming to take all of these jobs over. One AI can replace right now apparently 30,000 people, 30,000 employees. That's 30,000 less salaries a month. That's 30,000 less health insurances a month. Just think about that, right? Automation. We are living in times of automation, and this is coming very soon. So if I could think about like what are the kind of jobs, right, that robots, for example, or AI will not replace in the near future, you can't really think about anything. What do you think about that? I don't know. I can't really think about anything that AI could not replace. Even with trading, right? You're gonna probably have some sort of like AI buddy in the future next to you, listening to you, watching your screen, telling you that you're a shitty trader. It's probably gonna happen. But with trading, there's always that one thing that I have in mind, right? And that is the following. What's up, John? Good to see you. And that is, there always has to be a loser in this game, right? So if there has to be a loser in this game, there has to be a winner too. It's binary. That's it. It's A or B. It's X or Y. So trading is going to be here for a while. And we're going to milk it together, geez. We're going to milk it. That's what we're going to do. We built the arc. We have the book. We have everything you need. We're gonna milk it. Naveen says AI cannot replace more than 30% of the world labor. We buy and sell to teach others, not to robots. Well, we'll see about that. Surya Mishra, good to see you, my friend. When are you leaving to Dubai? I am leaving somewhere in November, beginning of November. I'm gonna go to Dubai. Look at the 1 hour. Yeah, bro, this is, oh man. FOMC. You still have to go out song, of course, my friend, but it doesn't work now. Not during these market conditions. The thing is, you know what happens if I close the trade? If I say, ah, fuck it, you know? You know what's gonna happen? Price gonna move. Nah, I'm joking. Lorenzo, what were the results on stream this month? I think this month on stream we only had one loss. We only had one loss, so yeah, that's good. Like I said before, I had a better month on stream than off stream this month. There should be a retracement. Well, if there is a retracement, then just pay attention to the very high, right? The thing about this low volume is if price comes down and it actually reacts it and it responds from it and we go up, it's great. If price breaks down and it closes below and it retests with low volume, yeah, then it's not really that's not really nice right now, right? If that happens, though. Wadi says, as I said, you need a minimum of $300 in an account to trade 0.1 in lot in gold. Can I send you a screenshot of my current journal? In such a small amount, I've doubled the account in 2 days. Yeah, of course you can send it over. For the beginner traders, it's good to know, maybe. It's not about the money though. Like, okay, turning $300 into $600 is amazing, but like, it's about we talked about it already, right? It's about the skill. Because I think once you have built that skill set, the money will simply follow, right? The money will come. FOMC gold will pump? I don't know. I don't know. Hard to say, bro. Hard to say. We are coming down, yes, a little bit. We might push back up soon again. Who knows? Maybe we stay in that 1 minute range. If not, I want to just simply see what happens around the very high, right? And if we can bounce and respect the very high one more time and then hopefully bounce higher. Francis says, sadly, would not find real traders streaming. Yeah, I'm not a real trader. I'm a simulated trader, right? I'm a simulated trader. On stream, at least. Simulated, real payouts, though. Hey Lorenzo, what do you think about order flow? I see these guys, they never lose. Never lose in the long term, maybe. Do you know Andrea Simi? Yes. I know him. I know him. Andrea Simi, Fabio. Both order flow guys. Talking a lot about the footprint chart, but also the volume profile. Also the volume profile. Jerome Paul says, even I come to this stream. Uncle Jerome. Hey man, my payout of $335 is coming tomorrow. Should I continue today trading during the FOMC to take some risk? If you see a good setup here, but during the FOMC, I would be very cautious, bro. Why would you trade during the FOMC? You're literally at the verge of getting your payout. $335. I think that's a respectable amount. So put it in your pocket. Be happy about it and wait for the FOMC to go play out. Don't trade at the FOMC. I don't recommend you to do that now. $24K says, give me my money back because it stopped me out. You told us to place a trade. I didn't tell you shit. Do you only trade gold? Mainly on stream, yes. Mainly on stream. Mainly on stream. Mainly on stream because if I start focusing on all the different assets, for example, like we do in our group, in the trading floor, for example, all the guys are tuned in. We talk about a lot more different assets, but on stream, I don't think it's really I don't think it's worth it, right? To really talk about every asset at the same time. I think it's just going to be too confusing. So yeah, on stream, I would say so. What's your thought of gold movement if the rate cut is known? It's hard to say because we had a large sell-off. We have just a pullback right now to the upside. We're kind of building that new trend. It's going to be really hard to say. It might drop, it come back up again. It's really hard to say. I'm not going to have any expectations of the FOMC. I'm not going to say, you know, I expect gold to go up or go down. I'm just going to wait for the FOMC to come. And then tomorrow on the last stream of the week, we will wait. I will just simply wait for how price or where price will be. And then I will look for a new confirmation. I can hear your accent. Do you speak Dutch? Yes, I do. I do. Fluently Dutch, my friend. Fluently Dutch. Lorenzo, do you sell signals? I don't really sell signals. I mean, I trade on the stream, right? That's already better than 90% of all the traders, in my opinion, out there. I trade on stream multiple days a week for years. So no one can tell me shit anymore, right? It's that simple. I've been doing this for years, guys. You have to understand. Not for days, not for hours, not showing my wins, not showing my losses. It's been years in the making. Lorenzo Corrado, Fabio's setup is same as you, but on the smaller time frame. All right. Why the stop loss there? Well, we give it some breathing room, man. I think it's important here. And also, if price comes down, right? And if there's actual volume and we bounce from here, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing is that I get stopped out of my trade. And we look for the new confirmation and we try again. Our risk to reward ratio will be a 2-to-1. So if the second trade is a W, then we'll make money. We'll end the day green anyways. If you lose both of those, we have a 1-hour loss today. The thing is, though, we have the very high here, and you can clearly see how price reacts from it. I got stopped out on the very area high. Yeah, this is what I mean with like small stop losses, right? Like, the reason why we put it below is because we have the very high to kind of protect us from a setup, for example, right? That's kind of the thought process. What lot size would you recommend entering with on a 5K prop firm account, and how many positions trading gold? One position is enough. $500, risk risk $250 on a trade. Right, 5,000. Sorry, risk like $100. No, wait, let me think. 50. What's your drawdown? Your max drawdown? And we react again. Wow. It depends on your max drawdown, because if you can afford to lose let's say 10%, then you can risk, I don't know. It depends also what your strategy is, the time frame you trade. So many variables, right? But the way I usually start off is just with 0.5% risk. If I have like not that much room. For example, on futures, I don't have that much room, right? At all. So I always start out with lower and then increase my risk gradually over time. On the CFD, when it's like 10% and I can lose 10% in total, I think I risk around 1 to 2%, depending on the setup, the quality of the setup. Graham says, I'm going to the dam next month. Amsterdam, I think you're talking about next month. Any recommendations? You know the thing where they have these like... There's like a street out there, or there are actually multiple streets out there, where you can walk through it. And then you go to the left in the center. And then you see all these like lights and these rooms with glass windows. Sometimes red. And there are sometimes then there is like a girl talking to you, something like that. So you should talk to like any of these girls. See what they want from you. It's on the left side, left corner, down the alley, okay? Down the alley. Lorenzo, how much are you funded? I am funded 750 on Top Step. 750K. Emmanuel says, but if he's gay, where does he then need to go? I don't know. I don't speak that language. I don't speak that specific language, so... do you think you will trade silver today? I mean... No, I mean, we chose gold again over silver like yesterday. And it's literally not moving. We've been in our position for, I guess, around an hour now. So yeah, that's the FOMC. If it's really gonna stay like this, I might actually just cut the trade, guys. Like, if it's gonna be longer than like, if this is gonna be for another like 30 minutes and there's no movement, like, what's my point of waiting for you guys here, right? The setup itself is good. I like the setup. I mean, we have been trading this exact same setup for the past weeks since we started streaming again since September. Most of the trades that we actually take were these trades, were these exact setups. Hello van Den Haag. Welkom, man. Welkom. Man, are you Italian? My father is Italian, so I'm half Italian. Which city are you from in the Netherlands? Rotterdam. I don't live in the Netherlands for 5 years already, so I've missed out. I have literally no clue what's happening right now in the country. I follow a couple things, but it's like I'm out of the loop. I'm global. I am global. All markets are ranging right now. Yeah, I'm gonna give it like 30 amps, see where price will take us here, if we see any movement whatsoever. See what's going on from there. Big Mill says most boring week of trading since I can remember. I mean, yesterday was kind of exciting, right? I think yesterday was kind of good. It was not really boring. Monday was pretty good for me as well. I think it was pretty good overall, right? I think it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked actually the current week. The volume was pretty good overall. Nothing wrong with yesterday's trade, right? At that breakdown, we pulled back. Price broke out, entry. Very close to getting stopped out at first, and then price reversed and it started to go up. So that was really good. That was a good continuation play, good reaction, nice reaction initially, new trend, daily demand, everything aligned yesterday. So yeah, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Adam says, went to Amsterdam yesterday, Lorenzo, and I remember you. Nice. Lorenzo, if you put the volume profile on the current fair value, you see that the small acceptance below the POC, it's retracing it very high. All right. Yeah, the larger value high though is where we now still are holding on to, and we have our closure in like what, 1 hour or 2 minutes on the 1 hour 1 hour candle. Doesn't really look like a nice closure, but if you close above it in like minute and a half, then it's better. If you close below it, then I'm not really happy, because then it's just gonna trade around, hovering around, gonna take a long time. What about the POC below? Yeah, we still have that other opponent control level that we are definitely looking at for sure. We know how important this level is actually. But yeah, we have this closure in like what, 30 seconds, 45 seconds right now on the 1 hour. Daria says, why don't you just leave the position open even after the stream and let it run? It depends, right? The closer we're getting to the FOMC, the more riskier it kind of gets. So let's say we are still in position an hour before the FOMC, yeah, then and we're still like hovering around, then yeah, of course I'm gonna close the trade, right? It just doesn't make sense for me to hold on to the trade. We held above the value high again, man. That level is really like really holding on. Really holding on. That blue line, geez, we talked about it. Crazy. Value area high. You can see how it's fighting at that level, right? It's really battling right there. The battle is really taking place around 4007.67. Slowest market since the Asian, then. Wow. Actually, what I'm saying, the Asian sessions were like insanely profitable. What he says, I think we'll get to 39.80 before we might come down all the way. Who knows? During the FOMC, we might go up, we might come down, we might smash through all the levels when the Federal Reserve comes out with his statement. Gold can do crazy things during the statement. You guys know that already. Gold can come up. Everyone starts buying. Right there. Price breaks. Shuts down during the press conference. And then price comes back. Right at where it came from. And then it starts to range. We've seen it so many times. Why did you not wait for price to hit the trend line? Good question, but I'm not really a trend line trader. I marked out this trend, but I'm not really a trend line trader. Yeah, I'm not really a trend line trader. I mean, I'm trading specific key levels, volume levels. Yeah, this is the level on the 4 hour that it's kind of holding as well here, right? This is that level that it's trying to hold on to. You can kind of see how important, let's say, this level is by default, right? It's like right around here, and it's hovering around it. You can see it right there. You can see it right there. You can see it right there. So what we want is we want to see that flip, that bullish flip on the 4 hour, right? That's the anticipation of the trade pretty much. The 4 hour candle flip for the continuation. We place our trades around the volume profile, right? Not trend lines. Volume is king. That's what we're looking for all the time. Is your trade open? Yes, my trade is still open. Well, I'm not really liking the price action today, guys. Really don't. I'm not gonna cut it though yet. I really want to see at least a closure below. And we're holding again. We're respecting the very high again. Today looks like a stop loss hunt. I mean, where? I mean, I don't think so. Stop loss hunt? Like, people are not coming for our stop loss, right? And then, oh, we're gonna find these guys' stop losses sitting right there. Right, and then we're gonna go up again. I don't think that that's what they're thinking. Yesterday as well, right? Same thing. Yesterday was the same freaking concept. We had some drawdown. Everyone's like, stop loss gonna hit, stop loss gonna hit. And price didn't hit my stop. Price reversed. So I always say, you know, it's over until it's over. It's never over until it's actually over. It's never over until it's actually over. And even if it's over, it's fine. Because we have something that we call risk management. Why don't you enter on the POC? Because the 30-minute candle on the failure high. Failure high, baby. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Fighting. It's fighting. It's fighting. Will the market fall or rise again? That's an uneducated question. Will the market come up or will the market come down? No one knows, bro. No one knows what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And people that say that they know are lying to you. So don't fool yourself and don't let other people fool you either. No one knows shit about where we're going to go. People can only map out scenarios and manage their risk. That's the only thing that they can do. They map out their own scenarios, which they have tested over time, and they can measure the probability of these scenarios and then they apply a certain risk parameter to that, and that leads them to long-term profitability. But let no one tell you shit about, I am confident we're gonna do this or that, because these people are fooling you. Don't fall for that shit. If that would be the case, right, the real order flow, quote unquote, order flow guys, right? The footprint, the volume profile, the level 2, the institutional order flow guys, they would never lose trade. They would never lose. If that would be the case, there would always be an answer, right? Why is it that these guys lose too? Well, because they understand that they don't have the full control. Honestly, I can't believe it's still holding that level right now. It's still holding that 4007 level. Unbelievable. What's up, Chwadura Awash, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, bro. What I don't understand is, it makes sense to use the volume in decentralized market like gold. Decentralized markets like gold, yes. We have tested it thousands of times over years, and Awanda has been extremely accurate. I mean, look at it now, for example. Look at it now. This is just one example. I have hundreds, if not thousands, of examples for you in the previous live streams. And we've been using Awanda for a really long period of time. Sarai, thank you for the sub, G. Welcome to the stream. Download the ebook so you understand what we're doing here. You understand the way we trade, the way we execute. All the data and proven real trade examples are below, so you can actually understand it in full. You can kind of understand and see the full process. So you can watch that on page number 260 onwards, my friend. So it's a free book you can download. We explain all the levels, everything that you need to know. This book is excellent. I appreciate that. We have been working on this book for a year. And my dream was always to write a book. A real book. And, you know, our team made it happen. Me and my team made it happen. So it's like, it's a proud moment. I can say I'm very proud of it, to have written a book and actually hopefully gave some value. Johnny Boy says people selling them 98% win rate strategies, when in fact we all know that this doesn't exist. So don't fall for that, guys. Even world champions have a 45 or below 60% models, and they're beasts. Yeah, like Larry Williams says, like one of the OG traders, the world champion. Titans of Tomorrow, it was actually the last interview that they did, was Larry Williams. You can actually watch it. It's really good. Even he said that the most profitable guys and the champions lose more than they win, but their wins are significantly larger. I've decided to not go for that like high risk reward model myself. I've decided to go for the hybrid model. So the 2-to-1, the 3-to-1, right? The 2-to-1 risk reward ratio works like a charm for me. Can I translate the book? You can, if you want to, definitely. For yourself, absolutely. You can download the book right here. Click on that book, click on the link, follow the steps. You have a free book available, so you actually understand the full context of every trade we take. So the main reason when guys are in the chat and they're unsure and they're like, the main reason is just that because they're new, they just don't know us yet, right? So we cannot we kind of can't them, how do you say that? We can't blame them for it. We can't really blame them because it's just like, you're new and I get it. But then I also recommend you to never take a trade of someone that you don't know. Is that then my fault or is that then your fault? Because if you know who we are and you know how we trade and you know what we have done, then there's nothing to worry about, really. Do you place the fixed range volume profile on the previous sessions? Example, Asia, London, or daily? Specifically the daily candle, you could say, but from 6 to 6, all right? So it's actually not the daily candle. It's the market open till the market close. From 6 to 6. 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. That has been working the best for us. That's what we call the previous daily levels, the previous day. What's up, Youssef? Welcome. Thank you for the sub, my friend. Hope you're doing well. You're working on SMC or ICT? LTA. I don't trade SMC. I don't trade ICT. SMC is the one that comes the closest because we do utilize higher time frame supply and demand, right? So that kind of comes a bit closer than ICT, for example. But also ICT has like the power of 3. Where you have something like this, right? And you have like the, how do you call that? Silver bullet or something. Also similar. There are some similarities, but the key difference is the way we understand is how we remove subjectivity from the trading itself. And what I mean with that is that we like to utilize the volume profile. We like to use volume and price instead of order blocks or for value gaps or whatever the case may be. And this is the reason. You can already see why, right? We react from this level here. We are holding above it. That's why we waited for the confirmation. We're now pulling back a bit, but we're still respecting the very high. We're still not breaking it, even after so long. And every time when you think, oh, it's going to come down, it's going to break down, it looks weak, it pushes back up again, right? It's holding up. Not saying it's strong though, but it's just respecting that level. Arman says, hey Lorenzo, I've been in your VIP last year and I didn't renew my sub because of my lack of focus, but now I'm planning to join again soon. See you in the trading floor. Sounds good, my G. Welcome back. So you mark the daily volume from 6 a.m. Why not all day? 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. 24 hours. One second, please. Be right back. Alpha says, I'm interested in your concept, but if this stop loss gets hit, I'm out. Good mindset. That's a great mindset, my friend. I'm gonna base my decision on this single trade. It's a good mindset. Can't believe how strong the 50-minute is here right now. Every time when I think, wow, we're gonna break down right now, it's over. Price gonna come down. It holds above the very high. Thank you for your effort, sir. Appreciate that, man. If you guys would like this channel for the value given here, we have been streaming hundreds of times. We wrote a book for you to learn about, to study it yourself, to backtest it yourself. The reason why I trade live is not to give you signals. The reason why I trade live is to show you that I can actually make money with this over time. And that I'm confident enough that I can show you that it's actually worth it for me. Right, so I hope that kind of inspires you to do the same. So if you appreciate the value, then I highly recommend to like this stream. A little bit of silly price action today, but that's all good. We know what's coming. Crazy level, this 4007 indeed. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this trade play around and see where it takes us, man. And if price comes really to the FOMC, let's say, and price is still around my entry, yeah, then I just probably close it. Like, I'm not gonna take the news trade. I'm not gonna hold the trade until the news. So yeah, that's just probably how I'm gonna play out. How it's gonna play out here. John says, I'm out 11:30 p.m. for me here in the Philippines. Love your channel on LTA, but I call it a day here, no trade. All right, John, take care, my friend. And thank you for the support as well. I appreciate your messages. And yeah, the Philippines, nice, man. That's not that far. Vibe says, I'm so confused all of a sudden. Why are you confused, my friend? How can I help you getting less confused? "24 says, I lost everything because of you. Isn't it kind of your own responsibility though? Or has your mother taught you something different? You're not a baby, right? You're a grown-ass man. Take some responsibility in your life, bro, and life will be much easier. Okay? Life will be much easier for yourself. We take responsibility at all times. That's the point of being a man. That's the whole point of being a G. You take responsibility at all times. You're not going to give other people, you're not going to blame them for taking a trade on stream. Guys that are actually trying to provide you free value, right? Unfortunately, you were not there yesterday. Otherwise, you will probably not be crying, right? Yesterday, we had a beautiful banger. Now we're in a little bit of drawdown. You put your stop loss at 20 pips. Yeah, what can I say? Should I enter this trade now? That's completely up to you, my friend. Completely up to you. The volume is dying though. Like, you know, we're in position right now. The volume is dying. We're still respecting our level. I was like, if price closes below the level right now and we see a 30-minute closure, and it's kind of like, yeah, I might just close the trade. It's gonna take forever because then price has to re-break above our level. It has to then reclaim it, right, and then come back. Yeah, that's just gonna take another hour from now, and then 2 hours maybe, and then the news comes. It's not worth holding on to the trade. But we're still respecting that level, and that's the reason why I'm still in, because we're still respecting it. Thomas says, I'm walking away from the screen. I'm leaving gold open. We'll see what happens around the FOMC. Take care and see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you, Lorenz, for the session. Appreciate it, G. Wow, look at that, man. When are you gonna change your chair? I mean, you're right, man. You're right. You're right. It's just my favorite chair. What can I do, man? It's my favorite chair. I love it. It feels, I can sit in this chair for hours. I don't want to change it. But yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty worn out. I can't neglect that. But it's my chair though. It's my chair. I keep it. I keep my chair the way it is. Watch what happens with disclosure. 2 minutes. Rafik says, you fucked us so bad, man. Ha ha ha. Are you new as well? Let me know if you're new. Let me know if you're new here. Lorenzo, what way you do reckon we used to find capital for trading? Here in Africa, there are no jobs, so we can't get any capital. Okay. If you build a good skill, bro, and this is the number one thing that I think I could give you right now as advice. If you just build a really good skill and you really focus on trading regardless, you just don't care about the money, and you just become an absolute legend and you start killing the markets, then I can guarantee you, if you build your track record long enough, even if it's just on a demo account, I believe so. If someone comes to me with a demo account and it shows, let's say, a couple years of track records with like thousands of trades of history, sustainable, right? I mean, there must be one person that will give you money to trade. Don't show them the last 2 trades you took. Right? Show them like a real track record. Start building something, and I'm sure someone is willing to give you the money. I am sure. I think we close below it, right? We close below the candle. Hourly candle is still aligned, is still live. I think I'm gonna put my I'm gonna tighten my stop, guys. I'm gonna lower my stop loss. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do here today. Lower my risk. Tighten my stop loss. If we break that low, I'm out. I think that's enough. I think we have been in a position for a long period of time here. There was no follow through. Price is just hovering around. It's not doing anything. It's just ranging. It's holding above the level. It's yeah, I'm gonna tighten my stop here. I'm gonna put my stops right below that low instead. Reduce my risk right now. That's it. I don't see any reason to hold on to it now. It's getting very late. There's no movement here. If price holds and comes back to our entry, great. If price breaks that low, all good. It could be the trap to take you out. Yes, it could be. It's okay. It's fine. We are still up for the week. We had a really good week as well. Yesterday, we had an amazing trade as well. So, you know, I'm just going to limit my my loss if price comes down right now. I don't see a reason to really try to hold on till the end. And, you know, we have now 30 minutes to see if this hourly candle will potentially flip bullish or if the hourly candle starts pushing down. The hourly candle is still holding above this level. If we flip bullish, great. We're safe. If it breaks down, we're out. I love your very high level. Yeah. It is an important zone for sure. What does VHH mean? Value area high. You can see how important this level is. If you look on the 5-minute time frame, let me see if I can show you. If you look on a 5-minute time frame, Just look at this, right? Blue gold on a 5-minute time frame. See how that level is holding here. It's crazy. Johnny Boy says supply and demand, original strategy creator Sam Seeden, and my favorite Brandon Wendell says news does not move price. It just speeds up price where it's supposed to go. I agree with this. Yeah, I completely agree with this. Lorenzo, you change your stop loss? Yes. If it rebreaks this low, I'm out. I'm out of the trade today. You will see it. My P&L is below anyway, so you can kind of see it. Where's your stop loss? Below this wick on the 30-minute time frame. So it's right below right now. If this gets hit, I'm going to be out of the trade. How much did you win today? This is the only trade I took today, actually. So we will be down. If we would lose this, we will be down around $2,000. A little bit less, sorry. Yeah, no, $2,000 on the day. And yesterday we made around $6,000. So we will be down 2,000 today. So we're waiting. What was your best month this year? July? July was my best month, yes. I think so. July. July will be... Yeah, July for sure was the best month. And even at the end of the month, I had like a terrible loss. It could have been an incredible month, but it was still one of my best months for sure. Yeah. July was good. August was good. August was good too. Did you move your stop? Yes, I did move my stop loss. I did move my stop. If you lose this trade, how much would you have left this week? I would be up till around $4,000 up. And then we have tomorrow, right? And then we have tomorrow. So if tomorrow is better volume, let's say, better than today, and more clarity because we have the FOMC and stuff behind us, then yeah, hopefully we can end the week in green. That would be nice. Yeah, look at this 5 minutes. It's crazy. Do you risk more on evals? Usually I do. Yeah, I do a little bit. On combines, you mean? Like challenges? Yes. I think so. Where's my stop? My stop is right here now, guys. I moved my stop loss. New stop, reduce risk. Slow market, news coming. Pre-F over FOMC. Yeah, I just reduced my risk right now. That's it. Caleb says, I'm profitable in demo, but on a real account, I am losing. Yeah, this is where I could say psychology is a big factor, right? And that's just the truth. If you have like a system that works, let's say on a demo account, you're killing it and you have proven yourself that it works. Well, then on a real account, you start losing money. And you're like, why am I losing money on a real account? Like, this is very common though. This is very common. I don't really care about demo too much because I think it's fine to trade demo, but I think the purpose of trading demo should not exceed you being quote unquote profitable. It should be more a test for you to see if a trading strategy works for you. And if it works for you, then that's amazing, right? If that works, then great. Then like you have that in your pocket and then you can go to a live account and then you're going to still make mistakes and shit because now you have a bunch of emotions coming, right? Now you're going to close trades earlier. Now you're going to hold on to trades too short, not holding on to your trades too long, right? You're going to make all these silly mistakes. Wadi says you need to be out the daily in the 4-hour bearish. The 1 hour has created a 1 hour chalk, bake structure. Yeah, well, the stop loss is reduced, so it's right below the lows. Saves me a lot of money actually. Lorenzo, do you talk about trade management and risk management? Yes, we have a section in our book where we go over it right here. Trading psychology and behavioral edge, and then you go to the risk illusion, the psychology of position sizing. All right, read that. Page number 225. Read that. So you can download that book here. You can read that section. The link's in the chat. You can click on that link. You follow that. You download the book. You sign up with your email, and then boom, you get access to the actual book, and then you can download it and read it. Are you a full-time trader? For sure. Is the book free? The book is free. Wout says, if you think your stop will be hit, why not close now and keep some money? I don't know if it will be hit or not. The hourly hasn't closed yet, you know? The hourly candle hasn't closed, so. That can flip, you never know. You never know. So I'd rather just put it there. And that means I reduced my risk by 50% almost. Yo, Lorenzo, no problem about the trade. The value high is insane. Bro, the value high is insane. The point of control is insane. All the levels are great. Almost there, though. Almost there. Did you reduce your risk? Yes. We are almost at this point here. Oh, I thought I had it marked out right there, but on futures, we're very close though. I should be out any moment right now. Okay, done. That's it, G's. No follow through today. I'm out. Significantly lower loss, so that's good. Keeping our losses small. So there's more room for winners, for larger winners. I think that's the way to do it here. Larger winners keep us away from blowing our accounts. Keeping our losses small keeps us definitely away from blowing up our accounts. And knowing when to reduce risk, I think, is the best decision to make. I think we did a good job lowering. I think I did a good job lowering my risk right now and just see what happens. And I don't think it's worth it to hold on to the trade for another 2 hours anyways, because of the FOMC in around 2 hours from now. Because price has to re-break above the highs, retest, come up, and then the FOMC is there. So it doesn't really make sense to hold on longer. I didn't expect to be in the trade for around what? How many hours? Yeah, you could say 2 hours, right? 2 hours almost. No, not 2 hours, sorry. Yeah, what was it? 10:30. Yeah, an hour and 50 minutes, pretty much. Wadi says you always have to look at the higher time frame. Right now, look at the 4 hour. We're tapping to 4 hour for value gap, and it's not been rejecting it. Bro, I don't trade SMC, so I don't know. The way you see the markets is maybe different from the way I see the markets, right? Just so you know that. Next level though is the 3989, but I'm not gonna take a trade. I would not be surprised if you would see another reaction from it and then go from there. But yeah, anyways, I think that's it for today, G's. A long trade, not a successful trade here. We are up for the month. We had an amazing stream. We had an amazing couple of streams in general. And I think this is our first loss in a while. But even then, we just minimize our losses. I think that's the way we should do it. We manage our risk correctly. So I think we've done the right thing. I'm happy with the way we closed today, and I'm not going to over risk. That way I can keep my payout coming. because we're very close to a max payout on top step. I'm not gonna ruin that by the FOMC, by a stupid news event. I'm not gonna ruin my account because of that. Doesn't make much sense. Thank you for the stream. We enjoyed it. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Coming on every single stream. I really appreciate you, bro. I really love the support. And yeah, today we were kind of waiting a long time for the trade to work and to move with a really low amount of volume. So yeah, initial reaction was interesting. And again, the value area high. The very high. Zilla says 5K is enough today. Thank you for today's live stream. I'm out. Congrats. 5K is nice. Amazing. Congratulations. Yeah, look, price is coming down further and further right now. I think we're heading towards the point of control at the moment. And the interesting part as well is like this, right? Look at how the dollar is dropping. Okay? Look at how the dollar is coming down here. While gold is dropping, right? So you can clearly see this has all to do with the news that's coming. So that is the reality right there. Okay. I'm happy that we got out. I'm happy we closed our position earlier. Look at that shit. Wow. We kind of saw it coming. Okay. We kind of saw this coming. If we would re-break the lows again, we would start pushing further. We would start coming down a bit more aggressively. So this actually makes me feel better, right? Kind of interesting how it goes sometimes, right? Sometimes you lose a trade and then you're like, I'm happy that I closed it earlier. So you can still be happy about something. And that is how I managed the position right there. Look at how it's moving down. Yeah, we're gonna add this to the list. We're gonna add this one to the list for sure. We're gonna see what we can do there. I'll quickly log in. Let me actually set it in. Daily journal. Point of control. Twitch says it was a valid setup onto the next. Yes, sir. Francis, I thought you were selling. Really? Wow, great. If you thought that I was selling, no, I says great work managing the risk. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. We're gonna be back tomorrow again. I'm not gonna stream the FOMC because it's gonna be simply too late for myself here. Streaming the FOMC would mean and I will be awake until like 4 a.m. because I'm in Indonesia right now. So for me, streaming in Bali is like FOMC is like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So unfortunately, cannot be there. Otherwise, I would love to be there with you guys. Just watch Uncle Jerome mess up the gold chart even more. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be seeing if we can do the same thing here. But I'm very curious to the dollar right now at the moment, and to see if the dollar can actually break out of this range. So for me, this is extremely important for tomorrow, is that I've kind of have a really good understanding now of what the dollar is going to do here, because clearly the dollar is in resistance, but it's also in support at the same time. Look at the daily demand, look at the daily supply. We have been literally doing nothing, right, for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So the FOMC clearly is going to be the game changer. I think this is what's going to help us with our decision making around the dollar especially, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Seeing if you can break down, if you can push up higher. And then pretty much go from there, right? If you can break down, great. If not, then yeah, we need to break out. But at some point we have to pick sides, right? We have to pick a direction here. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that here. We did close our position around there. Price is much lower now, so I'm happy that I closed it. And I'm gonna see you guys back tomorrow again. Lorenzo, another Wednesday, unlucky. Next one will be stronger. Typical Wednesdays. Now, again, this is just part of the game. We have been actually holding up the Wednesdays really badly, you know. I'm not gonna lie. Wednesdays were not our best days in general here. But yeah, I mean, we're up for the month, G's. That's all that matters. We're making money. We're up for the month. We're killing it. So don't try to overtrade. I'm not going to trade any longer. I'm not going to force anything anymore. So yeah, keep a very close eye out on what gold does around the point of control right now. I'm very curious too. And then we're going to see. We're going to see here. Samuel says, big love, Lorenzo. Always a pleasure. See you in the next one. Shout out to you, Samuel. Thank you for the sub as well. Marty says, I said 2 hours ago, it is looking for 338.60 before the weekend. Yeah, Mr. Hindsight is always right. Mr. Hindsight is always right. He knows exactly what's going to happen every time. All right. All right, G's. Thank you very much. Peace out. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Back on the lives again here. When is the next giveaway? Next giveaway is, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. You need to subscribe. If you want to be part of the giveaway, you need to subscribe to this channel. Because, you know, you know what people do. You know the mentality, right? You know the mentality of most people anyways. Before we said, oh, every Thursday there is a giveaway. But, you know what I mean? We're not going to use this one any longer. So, anyways. All right, guys. Thank you so much here for today's session. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow again here. Make sure you download this book right here, the LTA Concepts Trading War Map. The reason why I'm always saying this, by the way, I'm going to keep repeating this over and over again. It's because the following reason. And that is because of the fact that you actually understand what we do on stream. So whenever we take a trade, right, on stream, all the time, whenever we take a trade, you know exactly why we take the trade in the first place. I think that is the most important. Is that you actually download this book and really go through it. So when you come back to the stream again, you kind of understand where we're coming from, right? The way we analyze the markets, the reasoning behind it is so much more important than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 20 trades. And it's the understanding of the why, right? And if you understand the why, then you're going to sit in your chair much more relaxed. You're going to feel much more under control. You're going to not be stressing out. All right? So we're here for you, man. I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. Peace out, fam. Check you guys soon, yeah? Good luck with the FOMC. Don't overtrade. Peace.
10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad. Let up ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, through that I survived, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, changed haters on a tirade. Talking cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. Burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, tryna pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the ass, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad bitches here, I'ma curve them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young niggas and me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on the neck.